That is amazing.
So a lot of hot flames and fire and fun in the sky.
Well, you have laid out virtually the entire itinerary here. If a viewer couldn't come out till let's say the middle of the afternoon, they're still going to get a lot. I mean, it's worth coming out. If they can't be out there from 1 to 5 or 1 to 4:20, they can still get a heck of a lot for that $12 or $15, or even free if they've got their children under 12.
That is exactly right. Any time that you come, from when the gates open at 8 on Saturday or 9 on Sunday, there will be plenty to do between the Kids Zone and PD Idol, looking at the antique planes, or maybe taking a plane ride yourself. When the show actually begins at 1 o'clock, the action in the sky and on the runway will not stop until 5. So anytime you come out, you're going to have some excitement going on.
That is amazing. And there's some other great things happening on the ground for children who can't focus well, or my daughter can't seem to look up in the air for 3 hours, or watch a truck running down. But you've got some other things going on the ground.
That's exactly right. There will be some warbirds parked on the static line, just planes on the ground that you can go and take a look at and peek inside their cockpits and talk to those pilots and the people that are the crew. There's the Kids Zone with, like I mentioned before, bouncers and games going on for them. The antique cars will be parked right on the field. You can go cruise those and see the cars that maybe used to drive back in the early days, and then look at those tractors and just think how far agriculture's come in this country, looking at some antique tractors.
How exciting, Leslie. That is tremendous. You must be thrilled. Now, have you been involved with the air show for a while?
I have been involved
with
the
excuse
yes,
me. It's
I
a little
have.
more, we got to add festival there, yeah.
I have been involved with the air show since 2003, and it has been a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yes, absolutely. And what about Cordy Williamson, who traveled down with us this morning?
Cordy Williamson is a great man. He's the air show director, and the air show is actually his baby. He started the air show when it first started in 1986.
Right.
And then after it went into a hiatus, we owe Cordy the thank you to bringing it back, and it started back in 2002.
That is wonderful. Well, Tom Marshall's been talking about this thing forever, even before he had Cordy and the whole crew out at the chamber, and so many other volunteers helped get it back together. You have volunteers active this weekend as well. There
will be volunteers working the gates, but planning the show, there's probably 15 or 20 of us that sit around the table once a month up until the last month, and once a week ever since getting this show off the ground. And we couldn't do it without all of those people and the people that are going to come help us man the gates and sell food and help people the day of the show.
Speaking of that, we got about 7 minutes, Leslie. Let's break down some of the food opportunities. Can folks come out and essentially get a lunch out there or an early dinner?
Absolutely. Come hungry, because we have a lot of great food. There'll be some great local favorites like Chick-fil-A and pizza, but then there's also those great fair foods that everybody loves to eat and doesn't want to think about how bad they are for you, like elephant ears and turkey legs. So there's some great food out there, and always cold drinks and ice cream and just a lot of good stuff to put in your body.
Who are some of your sponsors for this this Saturday and Sunday's Mayfly Air Show Festival, Leslie?
Crown Beverage is a huge help supporter for us this year, as well as Piggly Wiggly doing a lot for us. Pepsi, our local Pepsi distributor, is helping us out.
Great.
Arbor One is helping us out. And you'll see that on some of your wristbands when you come out.
Of course, absolutely. I see Severance Family Auto Center there, and PD Electric Co-op, Health South. Golly, Florence Regional Airport.
That's right, and we owe Florence Regional Airport a thank you, because they're really opening up that secure field for us to allow us to have the air show for the weekend.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure folks all over town have probably seen these tremendous flyers that have a lot of great information, and surely information about some of your sponsors, but also the front of it, the Mayfly Air Show Festival. Come get your fill of thrill. Is that what it says? I can't see it.
Yes, it does. Come get your fill of thrill.
I love that. That is fantastic.
So whether you find thrill by watching those jets, the old warbirds, or the jet fire truck race down that runway, it is definitely a thrilling time. It
is tremendous. So gates open at 8 Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday. And, of course, as you said, the real festivities begin at 1. Let's just go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually, today, if you want to talk about festivities beginning, the B-25 is arriving today in Florence at the Florence Regional Airport. And if anyone would like to take a ride in that B-25 bomber back from the war days, they can call the Florence Chamber of Commerce and arrange to have a flight this week, Monday through Friday, on that B-25 bomber at the regional airport.
How exciting. That is fantastic. Let's talk real quick of a viewer, let's say, coming up from the beach. And then we can talk for a second if a viewer was coming in from Lumberton, let's say. But if a viewer is coming up from the beach, Are they going to be able to find the location easily?
It is right at the Florence Regional Airport location.
Okay.
Right off of Palmetto and on Highway 76, and there'll be lots of signs and arrows pointing them in the right direction to find parking. Parking is free, and then there'll be little shuttles that they can take to the gate. If they have trouble walking or if they're parked far away, there's no problem doing that, and get right into the show.
Okay, so easy again. We're traveling up 501, and then we veer off to the left and merge on with 76.
That's
is it?
Right. Follow 76 right into Florence, and if you're coming from the beach, the airport will be right on the left-hand side, and you won't miss it.
And for our viewers who may be coming in from Lumberton or Laurinburg, who'd be coming down, would they want to come down I-95 or?
Come down I-95, and I would get off at Highway 52 and take 52 to 76. And if you're coming from that direction, then the airport will be on your right-hand side on 76.
Okay, fantastic. Very easy, Leslie. We got about 5 minutes, and you know, when you think about, of course, of interest to kids, this really is a big event. Are you all expecting a big crowd this weekend?
We are expecting a big crowd. We are hoping for blue skies because this is the best to fly in, and we think we'll have thousands of people there this weekend. We're hoping for our biggest crowd yet, especially since it's Memorial Day and it's a weekend families like to be together and picnic and be on the outside or out of doors and have a great time. And bring your picnic baskets, bring your blankets. Just come have fun with the kids, have fun with the family, and see everything that there is to do.
And what a perfect location. Is there any location there that you'll get a bad view? It sounds like there's not.
An air show is so good for that, because even if you're not in that front seat, anywhere you are on the field, when you look up in the sky, you'll be able to see that show. So there is not a bad seat at the air show. And sometimes I think those people that race up to the gate, to the fence line where the actual runway is, sometimes I think I get a better view standing back, because I don't have the crowds around me, and I can look up and just enjoy it all and take it all in.
I love it. So there's a ton of space out there, and there's no one should be worried if they're driving up from the beach, if they haven't bought tickets ahead of time, or if they have been to mayflyairshow.com or been to their local Piggly Wiggly, either here or down in Hilton Head, you said. If they bought a ticket or are driving up, there's not going to be a problem for them to find parking, and obviously not a great view. There's going to be great views all over.
Oh, that is right. There are great views all over the place. And let me also make this comment. If you are a pilot, we encourage you to go ahead and fly your plane in that morning.
Oh, come on.
Oh, right on the field, and you'll be right there. Get out of your plane and go watch other planes and talk with other pilots, and it'd be a great thing to do that too.
Wow, that's a great point.
Miss the traffic. Get here faster from the beach or Lumberton. Get here in a fraction of the time.
That is fantastic. Yeah, real opportunity to highlight, because there are a lot of pilots. You know, we filmed over there, and of course have highlighted some tremendous pilots, been with Ed Young or Phil Levinas in our old studio over there in Florence, and hearing those guys talk about the thrill of flying around. This is an opportunity where folks can fly in from all over.
That is right. Anywhere in the country, anyone could fly in, but it's nice to even do those short local flights, and and just gives you more of a thrill to know that as you're watching that show, to go home tonight, you're going to be doing the same thing that those pilots in the show were doing. You're getting in that plane and flying off into the wild blue yonder.
How exciting. What's the most exciting aspect for you, Leslie? What do you and your family wrap around and enjoy, and in particular on Saturday and Sunday? Is there anything that really stands out in your mind?
Even though this has become the Mayfly Air Show and Festival, and we make it a festival with the cars and the tractors and the PD Idol, the airplanes are still the love for me. My husband and I are both pilots, and Mr. Cordy Williamson, the director, got my husband and I to love flying, and has introduced us to so many airplanes and acts that we never knew before. And just watching the thrill of those pilots and seeing the things that they do, and appreciation I have for them as a pilot myself, is the thrill for me.
Do you ever get scared up in the air, Leslie?
I am pretty comfortable up there. You know, I was scared when I first started learning, and it was kind of like riding a bike or driving a car. Once you learn, it's just kind of becomes second nature, and it is fun. It is fun.
Wow, how exciting. So this is a great opportunity for folks who are aspiring to become pilots, to come out and experience things, and as you said, to be able to get up in planes easily on their own.
That is right. They can come out there and talk to other pilots if they have an interest, and see some of the planes. And on the airfield is Powers Aviation, and they have a flight instruction school there, so it would be a great time for them to talk to the flight instructor there and see what it would take.
Of course, of course. And if there is an event that folks, every one of these things on the schedule you've got, Leslie, looks tremendous. Is there something that everyone talks about year after year? Again, not to take anything away from any of these tremendous acts, but something that people just have to be there at a certain time and not miss. I see a couple of things are highlighted in bold.
That's right. I think, you know, although I said my favorite is watching those planes, I think for the community favorite is the jet truck. And this year we're proud to have that jet fire truck. In the past, we've had a jet Peterbilt, and everyone has just loved seeing a car race down that runway at 400 miles an hour. There's just nothing like it. You feel the heat from the flames coming off the back of the truck and the bright lights of the fire coming out, and seeing it race down the runway is absolutely phenomenal.
That is fantastic. So if they get there early at 1, they need to make sure and stay till 3:52. And I see you and Cordy have laid out in your entire committee these exact times. Do you all follow the schedule pretty closely?
Because of the FAA regulations and the fact that Florence is an operating airport and we have commercial U.S. Air and Delta flights coming in, we do need to try to stick with that air show schedule as closely as possible so we can get the commercial flights in and out and to keep the airways safe for the pilots that are flying.
That is wonderful. Leslie, thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us. I appreciate it. Hope to see you on Saturday.
On a Monday morning or Sunday.
Hope to see you Saturday. That's right, or on Sunday.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Leslie Denton coming up next. Look at this tremendous flyer. I don't know what to say. Look at this tremendous flyer. Mayfly Air Show and Festival. Not just an air show anymore. There's a lot going on this weekend. What a tremendous schedule. You heard Leslie talk about the great lineup. And, of course, gates open at 8 on Saturday. They open at 9 on Sunday. There's an identical itinerary both days, starting at 1 and wrapping up around 4:20. But there's so many great things on here and so many great sponsors. Aside from Piggly Wiggly, a lot of other P's are represented. Progress Energy, Pepsi, you heard about PD Electric Co-op, and there's so many other tremendous sponsors on here. Pick up one of these flyers, Progress Energy and others, year after year, making a difference. But when you pick this up, you'll see some of the tremendous events, a family day, a full day of family fun, and of course also these great advance tickets of $12. $15 there that day. If you've got a military ID, you get in free. If you're under 12 and you're with a paying adult, you get in free. And also $10 if you show up on your motorcycle. I can't even go over all the amazing items that'll be occurring this Saturday and Sunday at the Memorial Day, the Mayfly Air Show and Festival. Come out. It'll be a great weekend.